topic is, should Trump be removed by the 25th Amendment? Governor of Illinois, Pritzker, has called for Trump to be removed at this point. This is the clip of him talking about it. Guys, if you're watching, please support the channel and hit the like button. Here we go.
J.B. Pritzker tonight is calling for President Trump to be removed, asking for the 25th Amendment to be invoked. It is in response to President Trump telling military leaders earlier today that, quote, dangerous cities like Chicago should be used as a training ground for the military. Our political reporter Marianne Ahern with the story.
I've never walked into a room so silent before this.
President Trump today meeting with military leaders with a bold reference to Chicago.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid, stupid.
Sending troops into cities thinking that that's some sort of proving ground for war, or that indeed there's some sort of internal war going on in the United States, is just, frankly, inane. And I'm concerned for his health.
Governor Pritzker going even further, suggesting using the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from power.
There is something genuinely wrong with this man, and the 25th Amendment ought to be invoked.
This past Sunday, federal agents downtown arrested a Guatemalan family at Millennium Park. A husband, wife, and their 2 children now in federal custody. Their pastor tells us,
the picture of the daughter is what breaks my heart and breaks everybody's heart when you see her clutching onto her doll and seeing that she doesn't know what's going to happen.
We're talking about little girls and little boys being ripped apart from their mother and their father. I mean, this is absolutely abhorrent.
While the governor and the mayor denounce bringing troops to Chicago, Republican state lawmakers, they disagree. They welcome the federal intervention.
The mayor and the governor have refused to hold people accountable to federal law. And, you know, the reality is that our communities are less safe.
As the Chicago area waits to see what's next, Governor Pritzker is promising legal action if and when the National Guard is sent here.
All right, Gray, should the 25th Amendment be invoked?
With Trump says so much crazy stuff and does so many crazy things. If he was losing his mind, I wouldn't even know. So I don't know. I mean, like, how will we know Trump is crazy? He does crazy stuff all the time.
Well, this next clip explains his health deteriorating. And this is actually someone on the right saying this. This is Ryan Matta. He's a journalist, investigative journalist / documentarist, and this is what he had to say.
America, you think Trump's coming to save you? Let me introduce you to Tina Peters. You know who Tina Peters is? She's a Gold Star mother. So Tina Peters' son paid the ultimate price for this country. He sacrificed his life. He gave his life over in Iraq, and he came home in a body bag. And you want to know what Tina did? Tina went and got involved in our government. I believe it was the Secretary of State, where she was in charge of the elections in Colorado. And want to know what happened when she saw those Dominion voting machines, when she saw all that shit going on? She goes, you know what, it's my job. It is my oath to the Constitution to back up that hard drive. So Tina Peters went and made a backup copy of the hard drive, which gave President Trump and his administration every shred of evidence they needed to put all these people away. You want to know what they did? They put Tina in prison. Tina spent the last year. She is 80 years old. She was put on lunch duty, where she was in one of the hardest prisons in the state of Colorado with a bunch of gangbangers and thugs. And this grandma is in there doing dishes. She got put on dish duty, where she was wearing these big yellow rubber boots that were getting filled with water, and her gloves were soaked, and her old little puny hands were shriveling up and literally getting cuts in them because the water was so damp for so many hours, standing bent over a gosh damn dish sink. For 8 hours a gosh damn day, like a gosh damn slave.
Is this real?
Like a piece of trash. And that's what Trump allowed to happen.
Is this
to
on
her.
the ticky
And she
tack?
had all the evidence. So instead of, you know what, moving his administration, you know what I would do if I was Trump? I would have said every day we're going to move the White House to Colorado. And every gosh damn day, I'm going to hold a press conference out in front of Jenna Griswold's office. And I'm going to demand that my Justice Department, Pam Bondi, appoint a special counsel to investigate the election fraud in Colorado. But no, that would be too easy. You mean to tell me the most powerful man in the world has zero ability because it's a state charge, Ryan? It's not a federal. He can't partner. No shit. You think the most powerful man in the world who can end all these wars, who's going to get a Nobel fucking Peace Prize, can't bring home a gold star mother who gave you every piece of evidence you needed to eradicate election fraud from the face of the earth? They don't want to eradicate it. Why? Because his Jewish allies are the ones who staged it all, bro. You think Trump's coming to save you? Ask Tina Peters how she's going to spend tomorrow.
See?
Oh, she's going to spend it in a fucking...
This is the wrong clip. But basically, in the clip that
I can't believe I just watched that.
Yeah, bro was like, okay, he compared Trump to like your grandparents. And you know, like when your grandparents, you can convince them to do things. So basically, he was saying that Trump is not running the country because he's like 80 years old and he's like a grandpa. Velma, do you think that this guy's right? Do you disagree? Do you think Trump is in the best shape of his life?
Well, according to April 2025, I'm so sorry. That like literally like I was like, what? Because like a lot of people, like some people on the right are getting paid to say some stuff, which like clearly we can tell, like the people who have been questioning the media. But anyways, I digress, right? Take that as you will. But he's apparently fully fit, you know, to do that. And then according to the 25th Amendment, the guy has to have a disability. So where is that?
Do you think the 25th Amendment should have been invoked on Joe Biden?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, here's the thing. If we had you know, Kakapupu Biden just I don't know, turning around and giving all of us a surprise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would.
Oh man.
I would have, yes. I would have said yes. We need to get somebody in there that's not going to lie to us. So
Yeah. Well, I got another clip. I'm gonna have Kimberly respond to. I don't know if you guys knew this week, but the HUD website had like a weird thing on it, and it was like, I'm gonna play the clip and I'll explain it. But this was actually on the HUD website. This is the HUD director responding to it.
Leading the Hatch Act?
No, sir, we're not worried at all. And this is not about propaganda, Chris. This is just about letting the American people know what's going on. But we really need to be talking about how this government shutdown impacts the American people.
I want to do that, but this is part of the impact, right? I mean, when you're saying the radical left is shutting it down and they're doing it for $1.5 trillion for illegals, that's not true, Secretary Turner. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it's propaganda.
Well, you know what, though, Chris, you look at this, and I've heard all the cries and the outcry and people saying this is propaganda, that it's a violation of the Hatch Act. You know, to me, the Democrats and the far left are using this as a distraction to really deflect from what's really important here, and that's how it's been irresponsible actions on the Hill, and American people are being impacted greatly by this government shutdown. That's what we really need to be talking about.
I agree.
So, guys, what it said on the website is the radical left are going to shut down the government and inflict massive pain on the American people unless they get their $1.5 trillion wish list of demands. The Trump administration wants to keep the government open for the American people. This was on a government website. Kimberly, what's your thoughts? Is the Trump administration out of control? Do you agree with this, or is this propaganda?
Well, first, the Democrats are not the radical left, but I'm glad they grew a pair finally. They should have done this a long time ago. I did look into it's like about, I think, $1.5 trillion to immigrants that were under the Joe Biden administration, given some form of pathway towards like illegal immigration. Some are refugees, some saw amnesty, and they're standing on the healthcare benefits provided to these immigrants who are here legally, and this is the hill they're going to die on. Apparently, I saw Bernie Sanders was in an interview as well, and he stood on it, and I'm proud of him. I wish they were a little bit more brave like this more often. I think we should have amnesty, so I'm in favor of this. And if this is what it takes to get what you need, then I'm totally in favor of the Democrats standing on it for once, for sure. And then back to the comment earlier about really quickly about Donald Trump and how I suppose some people think he's not really running the country. The presidents never really run the country. They're owned. Their owners run the country. If the Democrats really wanted to have removed or at least impeached him, they should have done it when he bombed Iran. Instead, they use these other silly excuses like try to get him on the Stormy Daniels money and things that are really unimportant and probably aren't going to get him impeached. They won't get him on the things that they can get him impeached because they do the same shit, like bomb Iran. They should have got him for that. But they're two sides of the same coin. They do a lot of the same, especially on foreign policy. So I don't think they would, if they really wanted to, they could have impeached and removed him for things like that, but they won't because they 69 each other all the time. Two sides of the same coin. And they have masters. Presidents don't actually do what they want. They do what their donors want.
Oh Lord, Mia, do you agree with that? What do you think about what was on that website? You scared? We got a hostile takeover going on.
I mean, I'm not scared or anything. I definitely think it's a violation of the Hatch Act for sure. For sure. Whichever federal employee typed that up and submitted it is a direct violation of the Hatch Act. Still, even with the modifications that Clinton and Obama made, it's still in violation. Federal employees are barred from partaking in this kind of political activism. So whoever typed it out physically is because they were being paid by federal funds. They were more than likely on an IP address that was on federal land. I mean, it's a direct violation of the Hatch Act, particularly the person that typed it out. So, I mean, I don't agree with breaking the law to troll somebody. I don't think anybody should lose their job over, like, that's just stupid. I don't know why somebody would do this. It's just ignorant. And to be honest, it's not HUD's job to point fingers. It's their job to take care of the housing and urban development for Americans. It's not NASA's job to point fingers. It's their job to get us to the fucking moon. I mean, it's not the USDA's job to point fingers. It's their job to manage the food supply. FDA, the pharmaceutical supply. Like, it's not their job to point fingers. Why are they pointing fingers? Like, do your fucking job, dude. I know I'm from New England, and that's our motto when we chant in the studio, in the stadium, is do your job. Your job is not to point left or right. Do your fucking federal job that my taxes are fucking paying. I'm so sick and tired of people making it political. Just do your job. It's literally that simple. You're a federal employee. Do your job.